सो नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज अबाउट कोलिजन। कोलिजन कैसे होती है, कैसे दो बॉडी आपस में कोलाइड करती हैं। जब हम बोलते हैं किसी का कोलिजन होना, कोलिजन में दो पॉसिबिलिटी होती है बेटा। या तो बॉडी एक दूसरी बॉडी के साथ फिजिकली कांटेक्ट बना रही है, या एक बॉडी दूसरी बॉडी की कुछ फील्ड करके अपना पाथ चेंज कर रही है। दिस चेंज इन द पाथ ऑफ द लाइट ड्यू टू द interaction of the second body is called collision. Sometimes you would ask, sir, how it is collided? Look at this. If you have a positive charge, this is also positive. Positive will repel, and due to this its field, this charge will repel and move like this. This is also called collision. So whenever a body is collided, there is some changes. Depending upon that, we define there are two types of collision. One is which is elastic collision. If collision is elastic, then number one, always remember, if collision is elastic, then momentum is conserved. It means what? It means there is no change in momentum. Momentum before and after collision remain same. Number two, kinetic energy conserved. Kinetic energy remains same. Number three, total energy conserved. ये तो हमें पता ही है बेटा, टोटल एनर्जी हमेशा क्या रहती है, कंजर्व रहती है. बट इफ आई गो फॉर सेकेंड वन, दैट इज इन इलास्टिक कोलिजन. There is a problem in inelastic collision. In inelastic, first part is as it is, that is momentum is conserved. But there is a problem in the second, kinetic energy not conserved. If kinetic energy is not conserved, it means there is loss of what? Loss of kinetic energy. Total energy remains conserved. So today we will discuss these two types of collision. First I will discuss elastic collision in one dimension. Then I will discuss inelastic collision in one dimension. So one thing is clear, that collision is event in which two or more bodies collide, and depending upon their collision there will be some changes. So we define elastic collision, and second we define inelastic collision. So let us start with there is another types of collision, that is third one I call the perfectly inelastic collision. It is similar to that is head-on collision basically. So let us start with the first one, elastic collision in one dimension. Elastic collision in one dimension. So this is the first body, this is second body. Let the mass of first body m1, mass of second body m2. Moving with velocity u1, moving with velocity u2, same line of action. But let u1 is greater than, if its velocity is greater than its velocity, then this body will hit this one. Before collision, what will be momentum? So before collision, okay, now let the two bodies collide. Let two bodies collide. During its collision, there will be some transfer. But let us suppose after collision, this body moves with velocity v1 and this moves with velocity v2, and I assume that v2 is greater than v1. So before collision, this is collision. This is during collision. Before collision and after collision. If I talk about before collision, momentum will be mass into velocity, mass into velocity. After this, it becomes mass into velocity, mass into velocity. We know that whatever the collision momentum is conserved in both the cases, so answer remains same. From this, if you take m1 common beta, this is equation number one. Take m1 common, you get u1 minus v1. ये देखो, इसको इस साइड ले गए, इसको इस साइड ले जाओ. m2 common, inside you get v2 minus u2. Okay, equation number two. Since collision is elastic, and we already told you that in elastic collision kinetic energy is conserved, it means there is no change in kinetic energy. So kinetic energy before collision will be half m1 u1 square plus half m2 u2 square is equal to half m1 v1 square plus half m2 v2 square. If you solve it, it will be cancelled out. Again take m1 common. Check this one, m1 common. You left with u1 square minus v1 square is equal to beta m2 v2 square minus a square minus b square. It will be u1 minus v1 bracket u1 plus v1 bracket close is equal to m2. Here will be beta v2 minus u2 bracket close v2 plus u2 bracket close. Now this is the equation number 3. If I divide 3 by 2, what I get? This is cancel out, left with u1 plus v1 equal to u2 plus v2. Take u1 one side, u1 minus, and another is this. This is what? ध्यान से देखना बेटा. What is this? This is called relative velocity of 1 with respect to 2, and it is called relative velocity of approach. Now come to this. This is equal to what? This is a relative velocity of 2 with respect to 1, and this is called relative velocity of separation. So I prove that if collision is elastic in one dimension, then relative velocity of approach is equal to relative velocity of separation. In collision, there is another term that is called coefficient of restitution. It is represented by small e beta, and it is equal to v2 minus v1 divided by u1 minus v2. It means coefficient of restitution is equal to v2 minus, but I prove that these two values are equal. It means for elastic collision in one dimension, the value of E will be equal to what? It will be equal to 1. It will be equal to 1. This will be proved. The value will be equal to 1. So E will be equal to 1. For which collision? Elastic collision in one dimension. Now I come to further. What I prove? I prove that u1 minus u2 equal to v2 minus v1. From here I want to calculate v2. It will be u1 minus u2 plus v1. This is equation number 4. Put in 1. So check what was the first equation. That was m1 u1 plus m2 u2 equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. But v2 is u1 minus u2 plus v1. Okay, let us multiply m1 u1 m2 u1 minus m2 u2 plus m2 v1. Here is written m1 u1 plus m2 u2. m1 u1 cancel out. Now take to this side, so it will be m2 u2 twice of m2 u2 is equal to, anything else check proper beta. This is m1 u1 m2 u2 m1 v1. This was m1 v1, sorry beta. This is m1 v1, not u1. Thoda change karna padega. So this is, once again I am writing m1 u1 m2 u2, but this is m1 v1 plus m2 u1 minus m2 u2 plus m2 v1. Take this side, m1 u1 plus twice of m2 u2. Take v1 common. take v1 common, inside you get m1 plus m2. From this v1 will be equal to m1 u1 divided by m1 plus m2 plus twice of m2 u2 divided by m1 plus. So this will be the velocity of first body after collision in one dimension. Now if I go further means now I want to find the velocity of second body. Do one thing, convert 1 to 2. If you convert 1 to 2, you get v2 equal to m2 u2 divided by m2 plus m1 plus twice of m1 u1 whole divided by m1 plus m2. So this is the second one. This is the second one. फिर से देखना इसको कैसे लिखा, जहाँ 1 आ रहा है बच्चे वहाँ 2 लिख दो, m1 m2 u1 u2 m1 m2 m1, तो प्लस में आगे पीछे कर लो, सेम है m1 u1 रेस्ट इज सेम. So this is the velocity of first body after collision, velocity of second body after collision. So that was my problem to solve and get this value of v1 and v2. Still there is some problem बेटा, एक सेकेंड. m1 u1 ये आ गया 2 m2 u2, ये m2 u1 का क्या बना, ये रह गया बच्चे अपना प्लस m2 u1. एक मिनट देखना बेटा, इसको कैंसिल कर रहा हूँ मैं, ये कुछ गड़बड़ होगी अपने पास थोड़ा सा, चलो कोई नहीं. ये m2 u1 भी चल रहा था साथ में, ये मैं भूल गया. तो यहाँ से ये देखो u1 कॉमन, so u1 common, here you get m1 minus m2, then you get 2 m2 u2 equal to v1 m1 plus m2. Now you get m1 equal to m1 minus m2 m1 plus m2 into u1 plus twice of m2 u2 divided by m1 plus m2. Similarly, if you want to write for second body, v2 will be m2 minus m1. I told you change 1 to 2. m2 minus m1 plus m2 u2 plus twice of m1 u1 upon m1 plus. So these are my equation that I need in my article, and you have to remember these two equations. Now if you suppose both bodies are of same mass, if I suppose both bodies are of same mass, so case 1, when bodies of same mass and traveling in same direction hit each other, so v1 will be equal to, let us suppose equal to m, say, so if I put, look at this, if I put m minus m will be 0, so v1 will be equal to 0 plus 2m u2 upon m plus m, so cancel out u2, so v1 equal to u2. It means the first body start running with the initial velocity of second after collision. Now if I come to v2, just check बच्चे, this is v2, again m minus m is 0, this term will be 0, and you left with 2m u1 upon m plus m2m, and after solving you get u1. It means after collision first body start moving with the velocity of initial velocity of second, and second start moving with the initial velocity of first. Remember this better. Okay, now I come to the second case. If second body is at rest, that is initial velocity of second body at रेस्ट कि ये बॉल आई, ये बॉल रेस्ट पे है, जैसे बिलियर्ड्स में खेलते हैं, ये इसको हिट करेगी. देन आई वांट टू फाइंड द डिफरेंट कंडीशन. सो इफ सेकंड बॉडी इज एट रेस्ट, देन v1 विल बी इक्वल टू m1 minus m2 divided by m1 plus m2 into u1. And what will be v2? v2 will be, this is v1, I put in the box so that later on we could put from this. And u2 is 0, then it will be 2m u1 upon m1 plus m2. This is the second velocity if second body is at rest. Now there are sub case. Case A, let us suppose the mass of first body is greater than the mass of second. Then what happen? m2 is approximate equal to 0. If I put v1 will be m2 is 0, m2 is 0, I get v2 equal to u1. v1 equal to, if I put m2 0 here, I get v2 equal to twice of. It means what? It means if heavy body hit the lighter one, then the lighter one velocity, look at this, v2, start running with the double the initial velocity of the first one, but the first one continue to move with the same velocity. Now case B, if I take the reciprocity, if m1 is less than that m2, it means no heavy body, this light body hit the heavy body. In that case, m1 is approximate 0. If I put m1 0, I get v1 equal to minus u1. And what is v2 then? m1 is 0, then v2 will be 0. It means what? It means एक हैवी बॉडी आती है, इस पे हिट करती है, तो इसको कुछ नहीं होना, पर इसने वापस उसी वेलोसिटी से वापस चले जाना. I prove this one. v1 is negative of u1 and u1 is also the initial velocity of the first body, but v2 is remain 0. Sub case 3. If both bodies is of same mass and second body is at rest, this ball hit this ball and this is at rest, as you see in case of billiard game. If I put m minus m will be 0, so v1 will be 0. It means if this ball hit this ball will come to rest. And what's about second, v2? It will be equal to 2m u1 upon 2m, and this is equal to u1. And this ball start moving with the initial velocity of first one. So that was the case that we discussed in case of collision in one dimension. Next that I am going to discuss, that is perfectly inelastic collision. Perfectly inelastic collision. So when I said perfectly inelastic collision, it means what? Perfectly inelastic collision is basically a collision is said to be perfectly inelastic in which a body after colliding the second body stick with it and both start moving with the same velocity. Such a collision is called perfectly inelastic collision. I repeat, perfectly inelastic collision is that collision in which the first body sticks with the second and then both the bodies start moving with the same velocity. Such a collision is called perfectly inelastic collision. Now I am going to prove that whenever there is a perfectly inelastic collision, there will be loss in its kinetic energy. There is loss in its kinetic energy. Very simple article. So let us suppose once again this is a body of mass m1 with velocity u1. Second body is of mass m2, but I suppose second is at rest. This body collide with this. Since collision is perfectly inelastic, let after this both the bodies stick and move with the same velocity v. This one is m1 and this one is m2. I repeat, ये रेस्ट पे थी, ये आके इस पे हिट करने के बाद दोनों चिपक गई, चिपकने के बाद स्टिक करने का both start moving with the same velocity v. Now according to conservation of momentum, mass into velocity, second का तो 0 है और उसका मास आ गया m1 plus m2, चिपक गई तो टोटल मास ऐड हो गया into v. From this, what will be the v? Common velocity, that will be equal to first mass divided by m1 plus m2, equation number 1. Now I'm going to calculate, I'm going to prove there is a loss in the kinetic energy. Just check, okay, how I prove there is a loss in the kinetic energy. Now, if I go for loss in kinetic energy, so before collision, what will be kinetic energy? E1, that will be half m1 u1 square. For second body at rest, so its energy will be 0, second energy set. Now come to E2, second. When both bodies stick, then it will be half 1 plus m2 into v ka square. But we already proved that what is v? It is m1 u1 divided by m1 plus m2. Let us put here. If I put, I get E2 is equal to 1 by 2 m1 plus m2 bracket close, then m1 u1 divided by m1 plus m2 whole square. It will be 1 by 2 m1 plus m2, then m1 ka square u1 ka square whole divided by m1 plus m2 ka whole square. Cancel out. It comes out to be 1 by 2 m1 ka square u1 ka square divided by m1 plus m2. This is E2. Now let us calculate E1 minus E2. Half m u1 square minus half take the difference, 1 by 2 m1 u1 square common, inside you get 1 minus u1 upon m1 plus m2, u1 square common, get m1, cross multiply, you get half m1 u1 square m1 plus m2 minus m1 whole divided by m1 plus m2. m1 cancel out, you left with half m1 m2 m1 plus m2 into u1 square. Now look at this, very important aspect, this one. Why it is important? Now if you see this expression, mass can never be negative. Mass can never be negative. Velocity can be negative, but if you square it, it is again. So it means I prove that E1 minus E2 is greater than 0. It means we prove that E1 is greater than E2. So what we prove that कि पहले तो एनर्जी 6 जूल थी, बाद में क्योंकि ये बड़ी है, बाद में कितनी होगी, तो यहाँ पे बच्चे क्या हो गया, एनर्जी का लॉस हो गया. And this was a question that proved that there is a loss of kinetic energy when two bodies collide, and that collision is perfectly inelastic collision. That's called perfectly inelastic collision. So once again, beta, I told you that already definition of coefficient of restitution. It was a relative velocity of separation to the relative velocity of approach. And always remember that if it is elastic collision of in one dimension, then its value will be 1. But if it is a perfectly inelastic collision, then its value will be 0. And for all other collision, the value of E lies between 0 to 1. So this is very important topic, beta. So remember this one, collision in one dimension. Thank you.